People should pay really close attention to the Restrict Act, because the Democrats and Republicans that have introduced this legislation are trying to market it as something that it's not. It does ban TikTok. It makes it illegal for Americans to use TikTok, but it does a whole lot more than that. It gives power, unfettered power, to unelected bureaucrats in the Commerce Department to tell us what social media apps we are or are not allowed to use. It gives them access, unfettered access to our data, our browsing history, how we're using different apps on our phones. And it basically criminalizes the use of VPNs with some pretty serious consequences. And they're doing all this in the name of national security. Yeah. Now, this sounds a whole lot like what we saw with the Patriot Act. We, as the American people, need to be smart enough to not fall into this trap again, where ultimately we have, again, people who took an oath to support and defend our Constitution, our civil liberties, our rights, but they are hell-bent on taking those rights away, and dangerously in this bill, the Restrict Act, not even allowing us to challenge their actions through our court system. Yeah. This is a very serious bill that threatens the very foundation of our democracy and our God-given rights that are enshrined in the Constitution. And we cannot allow them to do this again.
You know what's, you know.
Want to point out that we have a major generational problem. All the polling I've seen, ADL's polling, ICC's polling, independent polling, suggests this is not a left-right gap, folks. The issue in the United States in support for Israel is not left and right. It is young and old. And the numbers of young people who think that Hamas's, massacre was justified is shockingly and terrifyingly high. And so we really have a TikTok problem, a Gen Z problem, that our community needs to put the same brains that gave us Taglit, the same brains that gave us all these other amazing innovations, need to put our energy toward this, fast. Because again, we've been chasing this left-right divide. It's the wrong game. The real game is the next generation, and the Hamas and their accomplices, the useful idiots in the West, are falling in line in ways that are terrifying. Last thing I'll just say, we saw a dramatic change in the language of the activists here in America on October the 8th. The language of groups that we've long tracked, who've long been problematic, like Students for Justice in Palestine and Jewish Voices for Peace, they flipped like this and went to Iranian propaganda. The language I could show you from their toolkits.
So this is apparently the director of the Anti-Defamation League, all right, pretty much admitting that TikTok is a threat to them, all right, and the video I just played before this,
should pay really.
Okay, goes into the what they call the Restrict Act, all right, Senate Bill S 686, which was introduced back in March of this year. And when you actually look into that bill, which we're going to look into it a bit, it's pretty much a means for them to censor social media, man, censor information under the guise of, what they would deem, you being a national security threat, a domestic terrorist or whatever, if you're, siding with whatever particular side of this war, man. Okay. And we know that Amalek, all right, the Israelis, man, they're the ones who control the narrative. They're the ones who, anybody you can speak out, all right, against any other group and nobody comes against you. But as soon as you speak out against the that's when the ADL comes for you, man. So they're the same ones pushing out these bills and this legislation to pretty much where they're going to censorship on social media. All right. And that's why we've been warning you people that a famine of the word is coming, meaning what? A blackout on the internet, man. An internet apocalypse. You see, they've already been taking away gun rights. They've already been taking away First Amendment rights via labeling shit misinformation and fact checking everything. Well, they want to take it a step further. Okay, this video here in front of you with the director of the ADL, this was went out 14 hours ago. You see, so he just went out and said this, admitting that TikTok is a threat, because you have people on TikTok that are supporting, you know what I'm saying, and aligning themselves with the Arabs, the Palestinians. Okay, and of course, the not Ishmaelite, Salakia, the okay, the Jewish are going to have a problem with that, man. And when you understand that they control the media, they control the narrative, well, what do you think they're going to do, man? Okay, they're going to they're going to shut this shit down, man. And you've been having, many warnings of a solar superstorm. Okay, they've been warning of cyber. Matter of fact, cyber attacks have been hitting, man. You seen that in Australia when Australia just got hit and came in the internet. They had an internet outage. People wasn't able to get on social media for about 12 hours. Whether or not that was an actual cyber attack or just, them testing the waters, this is what's coming. It's coming quickly, as you can see. Okay, because they want to control the narrative and they want to pretty much be able to label people. They don't want, they'll call you like a threat against the nation, if you will. If you're siding, one way over the other. Okay. But yeah, man, this famine of the word is coming quickly, man. But Salaki, I'm gonna give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, those who were well on who I learned this truth from. Salutations to the brothers stiffly pushing this one truth in all sincerity and diligence, risking lives and freedoms to do so. And shalom to the rest of the elect as we all await the second exodus coming quickly by the hands of Lord Yahweh Shah. Okay, this is your brother Chagabar, and this will just be a quick lesson, man, going into the famine of the word that's imminently going to hit, man. You see? So, yeah, this bill, Senate 686, which is known as the Restrict Act. They want to restrict your freedom of speech, man. They want to censor your freedom of speech on some 1984 shit, okay? But it says the summary below was written by the Congressional Research Service, which is that doesn't matter. It says restricting the emergence of security threats. See? Restricting the emergence of security threats that risk information and Communications Technology Act, or the Restrict Act. You see? So they want to restrict what they would deem a security threat. If you're, especially during these times of war, if you speaking on, if you side with Iran or China or Russia, or if you just bringing the news out, bringing information out, they could try to use that as means to, take your platform down, okay, or come against you. And in this case, they actually want to penalize you. You see, it says restricting the emergence of security threats that risk Information and Communications Technology Act, or the Restrict Act. The bill requires federal actions to identify and mitigate foreign threats to information and communications technology. You see, it says products and services, example, social media applications. That's the main thing they're going to come for, social media apps. That's why, what was it, Montana? They already banned TikTok, if I'm not mistaken. You see, they want to ban TikTok, but not only that, they want to get rid of YouTube. They want to get rid of all these platforms whereby this information is spread. Okay, the main target is what? The truth, you see, but they can use the guise of war to say, oh, we can't allow, foreign threats and certain information to go out, blah, 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 blah. You see, yeah, it says it also establishes civil and criminal penalties for violations under the bill, man. So being able to penalize you if you are not abiding, you see, and they ultimately, there was a video, you had this happen over there in Israel. Okay, they pretty much came after this particular lady because she had, I don't know if she reposted a video or something. She was looking at something and it was dealing with the opposition, and they came and locked her ass up. Okay, let me see if I can grab that. Give me one moment. Yeah, here it is. So she's going to go into this bill again, and it's called 686, S686, okay? Not SB686, that's something different, but S686, man.
Hi friends, I know it seems bad right now, but it's gonna get a lot worse. I plan on making a much more extended video about all of this once I read through the 55 pages of this bill just one more time for a refresher. But in the meantime, while I do that and continue just trying to pay my bills and eat enough food to stay alive, please do me a favor. Do me a huge favor. go to congress.gov, type in S686, and try and read through as much of that bill as you possibly can. If you can't do that, I'll actually do you one better. Go TikTok deep dive on this. Look up SB 686 or
Yeah, it's S686, man, but I'm about to skip in the video and get to the point, okay? Because, you know, she's going to pretty much tell you to go look and research it, which you should look into this, man, because it's pretty much dealing with them wanting to restrict in social media and shit like that, man. But
is getting detained over the same shit recorded, which means that when it does come up, it's gonna fly through, no fucking lube, and that should terrify you. Check out this video. Tell me you're not afraid of us.
Israel can now imprison people for consuming terrorist publications on social media, even without participation.
consuming terrorist publications on social media. So you just watch a video, you share a video, you like a video, you speak on these things, right? You speak on the war, right? That's all means for them to enforce these penalties. This S86 or Slovakia S686 bill, this is over here in America, which we know America and Israel are in lockstep. And with the ADL, right, being the ones in charge, the Jewish, right, this shit is coming here, man. Again, they've been talking about a solar superstorm, cyber attacks, attacks on substations. You know, we're one black swan or false flag event away. But not only that, they have particular legislation that they can pass that would it bring the famine of the word instantly. Okay? But anyways.
Of us.
Israel can now imprison people for consuming terrorist publications on social media, even without participation.
Arrest you for using a phone. You see that shit, man? You can't. So what? I can't be on here looking at. You look at the war. Well, that means for them, you know, one side of the war is going to be a terrorist in somebody's eyes. So hey, man, this shit is coming quickly, man.
انت موقف استنى شويه انت موقف في اتهام في نشر كلمات قبيح تعاطف وتشجيع عمل ارهابي لا دعم ثاني شويه دعم تعريف لازم اعلانات تعرض على
You're supporting the demonstration of the Islamic State, the demonstration of violence and terrorism, and they called her a terrorist. See? And at the beginning they said what? If you
This bill.
Pretty much if you just absorbing the information, you watching the video, you share the video, they could come after you, man. You see? So you see how this shit is about to boil over? Right? It's crazy.
انت موقف استنى شويه انت موقف في اتهام في نشر كلمات قبيح تعاطف وتشجيع عمل ارهابي دعم ثاني شويه دعم تعريف لازم اعلانات تعرض على العنف والارهاب الكشف عن الانتماء الى منظمه ارهابيه.
See that? So we in those times of war, man. So what? You got foreign troops over here. You have the damn Day of Jihad. We know that there are a particular, you know, another 9/11 event that's going to happen to where it's going to allow them to crack down on quote unquote domestic terrorists, man. Okay, and essentially what they're going to do is restrict your access to being on social media, trying to spread this information. They're going to cause it all to halt. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be an internet apocalypse, man. They're going to shut this shit down. Okay, they about to shut this shit down, man. Okay, we in a time of war, so this is they, you know, reasoning to do that if they want to use this. You see? But yeah, I'm not going to read all of this, man. That's pretty much the point. This is Amos chapter 8, all right, verse 11, GNT. It says, the time is coming when I will send a famine in the land. People will be hungry, but not for bread. They will be thirsty, but not for water. They will hunger and thirst for a message from Yahweh. I, the sovereign Yahweh, have spoken. People will wander from the Dead Sea to the Mediterranean and then on around from the north to the east. They will look everywhere for a message from Yahweh, but they will not find it. On that day, even healthy young men and women will collapse for thirst. Why? Because scriptures say a man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High. So this famine of the word that's coming, yeah, you're not going to be able to access the truth. They're going to deem us domestic terrorists, man. You know what I'm saying? They got Project Megiddo, right? They're going to try to come against anybody who's a truther, who's speaking out on any of these types of things, man. And they're just going to have the fucking internet just completely be blacked the fuck out, you know, cause the power grid to shut down. And that's what we're looking at, man. So that's the point, okay? I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, Bashir Kakadash, DTA Wa Baba Ball, Shalom.